Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a super fascinating look at the actual food on our plates. We're going to decode exactly how certain whole foods act like, well, microscopic mechanics for your cardiovascular system. There's a ton of noise out there about diet, right? But we're looking strictly at the hard science of what happens inside your blood vessels when you eat the right things. Okay, let's dive into this. Can fruit actually lower bad cholesterol? That's the central mystery we're tackling today. We hear all the time, eat your fruits and vegetables. But does a simple piece of fruit genuinely have the power to move the needle on your cholesterol numbers? The answer is a definitive yes. But here's the critical catch. Not all fruits act the exact same way once they get inside your body. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. On one hand, you've got whole fruits. These are your active healers. When consumed in their natural state, they help reduce your LDL, that's the bad cholesterol, improve your blood vessel health, and actively lower inflammation. But contrast that with processed fruit products. They act completely differently, instantly spiking your blood sugar and actually hurting your cardiovascular progress.
Knowing that stark difference, let's transition right into the heavy hitters for heart health.
First up, avocados. Now, yes, technically it's a fruit, and it is an absolute powerhouse for your cardiovascular system. They're incredibly rich in monounsaturated fats. That's the exact same heart-healthy fat you'd find in a really high-quality olive oil. These fats go straight to work, actively lowering your bad LDL cholesterol while fully supporting your good HDL. Plus, they bring a heavy dose of potassium to the table, which is absolutely essential for keeping your blood pressure in check. Now, what's really interesting here is a specific compound inside berries called anthocyanins. These are incredibly powerful antioxidants found abundantly in blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. Think of anthocyanins as basically a microscopic suit of armor for your heart. They specifically target and neutralize inflammation and oxidative stress, which are literally two of the major driving forces behind heart disease. And the result of that microscopic armor is just profound. Because of those anthocyanins, regular berry consumption significantly improves your actual blood vessel function. The science absolutely backs this up, showing us that bringing a vibrant mix of berries into your daily routine keeps the pathways of your cardiovascular system flexible, resilient, and flowing perfectly. Let's move on and see how this builds when we examine apples and pears. These everyday fruits contain a remarkable secret weapon, a unique soluble fiber called pectin. Think of pectin as a three-step internal cleaning crew. First, it literally acts like a giant sponge in your digestive tract. Then it physically binds itself to circulating cholesterol. And finally, it sweeps that cholesterol right out of your system before it can even be absorbed into your bloodstream. It's kind of like a natural daily detox. Our fourth heavy hitter brings an incredible triple threat to the table. We're talking about citrus. Whether you're reaching for oranges, lemons, or grapefruits, you're getting something packed with vitamin C, rich in flavonoids, and exceptionally high in soluble fiber. When consumed together, this trio works in perfect unison to protect the walls of your blood vessels and really assist in keeping both your cholesterol and your blood pressure right in that optimal healthy range. Finally, rounding out our top five, we have pomegranates. If you want a true champion for your circulation, look no further. Pomegranates are loaded with potent antioxidants that perform a highly vital job. They prevent your LDL cholesterol from oxidizing. Think of oxidation like rust on a pipe. It's a critical first step in creating dangerous plaque buildup. By stopping that rusting process, pomegranates literally help stop arterial plaque right in its tracks. Okay, so we've covered the heroes, but now we need to look at the processed sugar drops. This is exactly what happens when nature's candy gets stripped of its benefits and weaponized against your body. These processed products hide some serious dangers. Take fruit juices, for example. You're getting massive amounts of sugar with absolutely zero fiber to slow it down, which triggers an immediate spike in your blood sugar. Then you have sweetened dried fruits. Because the water is removed, they become incredibly calorie-dense and honestly remarkably easy to overeat. And worst of all, canned fruits in syrup. These guys are often just swimming in heavy corn syrup, an ingredient that actively triggers the very inflammation we're trying so hard to fight. So, the crucial point here, and the undeniable golden rule from the source material, is this: always choose whole fruit over processed products. The goal isn't to be afraid of fruit at all. It's simply to focus on whole, fiber-rich options while deliberately cutting out those sugary, processed alternatives that just end up doing way more harm than good. To wrap this all up, building your daily heart habit is entirely within your control. We've seen the data. avocados, berries, apples, citrus, and pomegranates. These are your true cardiovascular heavy hitters. By understanding the science we've covered in this explainer today, you're completely empowered to make simple, daily changes that yield a massive difference for your long-term health. And that brings us to a final, very important question. Which processed snack will you swap for a whole fruit today? The heavy hitters are out there waiting for you in the produce aisle right now. It's time to put this knowledge into practice and protect that heart of yours. Thank you so much for diving into the research with me today. Keep learning, keep making those healthy swaps, and I'll see you next time.